talk a little about the defense. We just a few minutes ago we talked about the Wink Martindale, Brian Dable debacle. I mean, it got real ugly. It was, I think, Mara and Tish probably embarrassed of the whole situation, the way it played out in the media. He leaves, wind up getting Shane Bowen. You know, Wink and Shane, two contrasting styles, if you will. Wink complex, blitz gambling defense. Shane a little bit more reserved in certain spots, a little more zone oriented. Too high safety looks, fewer blitzes, cover one, cover two kind of guy. Not a meek defense, aggressive in the way he schemes things. What are you thinking about Shane Bowen in terms of being a new defensive coordinator?
I think he's going to let the guys up front shine a little more. Where Wink had the guys up front just kind of like, hey, play the run, do your job, don't leave your gap. Where Bowen's going to let those guys kind of freestyle and get after the passer and not worry about the run as much. So, but it's all on them though, because the secondary is really worrisome. Like it's been Cordell Flott, they got Nick McLeod and a rookie third rounder and Phillips in the nickel, and Banks has to take a step up too, right?
Yeah.
We can't just have him be what he was last year. He's got to take a step up now that he's the cornerback one. So he's going to put a lot on that front four's plate, which is the strength of their defense. So it's really up to those four guys. If those guys are creating enough sacks and tackles for a loss, then it can be a solid defense. If Burns and Kayvon are just kind of okay, then it's going to be strong. Dex is going to be amazing no matter what. But it's like on even Burns to take a step forward and Kayvon to take a big step forward.
Yeah, Burns, like I'm hype about him. I love the Spider-Man web shooting and all that cool stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I heard on your show and I heard on a couple of shows, he's never had a double-digit sack season. So that concerns me a little bit. I do like the pairing with him and Thibodeaux because I am big on Thibodeaux. A lot of guys are down on Thibodeaux. I remember on WFN last year, Sal and BT, I don't know if you remember that. They actually got into an argument with
I do remember that.
Carl Banks over Kayvon Thibodeaux. And Carl had some good points, man. He did get a lot of pressures. He went on that nice, he was up and down last year. He went in that nice sort of run of sacks and pressures, albeit against maybe some weaker offenses. Okereke, really nice pickup last year. Yeah. He fit well in that system. McFadden as well. We talk about that 3-4 defense. I know you briefly touched on the linebackers. Is that the strongest suit of the strongest defensive players on the Giants?
Oh yeah. I mean, Okereke is phenomenal. He looks just as good as he did last year. The thing I don't think this coaching staff likes McFadden that much because they've been putting in other guys at linebacker from day one of camp. It's one thing if he was struggling and then they made the decision. I don't think they love McFadden for their defense as much. But Okereke, I mean, my rankings for the best Giants players are Dex is number 1, clearly. I think Burns is 2, and then Okereke 3. So like you said, it's that 3-4, that front 7, where they've got to make the money and make life a little easier on the DBs.
Is it possible we get 3 guys with double-digit sacks this year, or is that a little crazy?
No, I think. Here's the thing: as good as Dex has ever been, he's never gotten more than 6 sacks.
Yeah.
So if he got 4.5,
I think 2 will. Right, so if Dex is not getting 10 sacks, I think Kayvon and Burns will do it. If Dex gets up to 10 sacks, then I think it'll be like Dex and Burns. I think 2 of the 3 will, but if the secondary is better, maybe, right? Because then it's like, okay, now you got this good pass rush and this lockdown defense. It makes it tough. But I think if that pass rush is living up to its potential, you're going to see a lot of short targets at Cordell Flott and whoever the nickel corner is.